So first of all, for me, I am a certified elder law attorney. I am a CELA. And I make sure that I use that on all the things that I do for my law office. So, from this, you could say, boy, Julie, do I want to be a CELA? And again, in the full PowerPoint and also in the resources guide, there's a lot more information about that. But there's people on here that are CELAs. And I would question you, are you using it consistently? Is it all over your marketing? If I looked at your digital self, would I know that you're a CELA? If I Googled you, would I know that you're a CELA? So what is it, across the country, it is definitely the gold standard for elder law practitioners. There's over 500 attorneys across the entire country, only 67 in the entire state of Pennsylvania. 6 of them practice in my service area, and 3 of them are at my firm. So very happy to say that Brittany Smith, one of my associates, was the latest to earn that credential. And when you talk about credentialing, part of what I'm going to say to you, and I'll say this, about super lawyers too, is you need to advertise that. You need to make sure it's correct, but I want people to know there's only 6 people in our entire service area, which is a large, expansive area, that have this certification, and 3 of them are at my firm. That's important. So not just the certification, but how difficult it is to get there. You want to display this right on your letterhead, press releases, social media announcements, featured articles, add to your super lawyer's profile. For any certification or any achievement that you can think of, I would argue with you that many of you are not shouting it out there. You're not telling as many people, and you're not putting in enough of this digital so that we can see it. If you're a CELA and there's not an article about that on your firm website, shame on you. You need to change that. And I wouldn't say to you, oh, well, pick whatever 2 things you want. I'd say that has to be one of your things. So I just love this little dog. The next credentialing that we're going to talk about is super lawyers. So, calling all of our superheroes out there, what is it that we can do to become a super lawyer? From my perspective, one of the reasons that this sticks with me is that if you start Googling, this has a good search engine. For many of us in many areas, super lawyers listings are going to come up. Also, I always think about credentialing in what do people know about? So we'll talk about AVVO. Well, people know what a perfect 10 is. People know what the word super is. And so, very smart in what they're doing in picking this up and wanting to make sure that we're able to know what does that mean. Here's the thing. Some of you are like, well, I've never picked to be a super lawyer. Well, what I would say to you about credentialing is you got to go get it. You got to put yourself out there. At my office, I decided one year that it's a bunch of baloney, that all these people that I see are super lawyers, and my attorneys and myself are just as good as those people. So I figured out, what do I need to do? And this talks to you a little bit about how you start that process. And again, in the materials that are part of this PowerPoint and more detailed in the guide, you can find out this information. Essentially, it comes with nominating peers. And so, part of you could just be, okay, let me nominate people that are out there, and I can sit home and I can hope that they nominate me back. That, of course, as you guys know, I'm very competitive. So that is not what I personally did. What I found out is that I could do in-firm nominations as long as they were equal with my outside firm. So I could nominate all 8 attorneys that work at my office as long as I was able to nominate 8 attorneys that were outside of my office. And that's the key. And that's what we did. I nominated the 8 attorneys in my firm, and I nominated 8 people outside of my firm. I then sent an email to all the people that I nominated outside my firm and said, hey, I nominated you. I wish I could wink. If I could, I would wink into the camera. Maybe you could nominate me back. I didn't put that in the email, but just hoping that people got the gist. And that also helped, because when I sent out those emails, and I did pick people that I definitely thought were deserving of this, And it's a nice thing. I got a lot of emails back saying, hey, Julie, thanks, and at the end of the day, I don't care if they took the time to nominate me. I'm glad that I was able to pop into somebody's day and maybe make it a little bit better. But just by doing that, then the attorneys at my firm were able to get enough momentum in order to be able to do that. Now, Super Lawyers also does independent research. So you have to make sure that you get on your own dashboard, that you list all your credentials and accomplishments, and all of that is up to date. So there is really a two-step part of it. Just being nominated is not going to be enough if they can't look at you and figure out enough credentials and accomplishments and things that you've done in order to be able to be deserving of this honor. So this is an example of my biographical information. Keep all of that current, add any members, publications, and really make sure that you designate your practice focus areas. Is that elder law? Is it estate planning? Is it more than one? Make sure all of that is up to date and you know what you're doing with that.